But, you look at Lynn Layton, they're not going to be undersold if you're looking to get a car, and give them a call.
Yeah, you can also set up service as well online at lynnlaytonford.com.
No dock fees.
No dock fees at all. They're at Lynn Layton Ford, strategically located there in the River City. So if you happen to be listening to us, I don't know, in the county seat there in Lawrence, Moulton, Alabama, or Gunnersville, it's easy to get to from wherever you're listening to us here in North Alabama. Coming up on today's program, I thought it was an intriguing show yesterday, so I reached out to Jake Crane from Crane. It's Crane and Cohen. Now, it's not Crane and Company, but Jake Crane going to join us as they went into a debate of first-year head coaches in the Southeastern Conference and potential coaches that might be on the hot seat, but we'll talk a little Auburn football with Jake Crane coming up. Also, the last week in particular, some news came out of D.C. and Coach Tommy Tuberville introduced a bill up there, and the coach is scheduled to join us as we speak. And yes, right out of the gate, it is the senator from the state of Alabama, Coach Tommy Tuberville. How are you, Coach?
Good afternoon. I'm doing pretty good. Beautiful day in the state of Alabama. How's everybody there?
We're good. You had a busy week last week, Coach.
Oh, they're all busy. It's just,
have you straightened them out there yet? Yeah, up there, Coach, yet?
Well, when you work for Trump, you got a shot. But we didn't have a shot there for a while. It was kind of embarrassing what we're doing to our country under Biden. But at least now we're trying. People are trying to do what's right, and I know that at the end of the day, people are complaining about not getting anything done. But you have to remember, you got to have 60 votes in the Senate to get anything passed, unless you do reconciliation. And we've done one reconciliation. We barely got it passed. But at the end of the day, we got to have some Democrat help, but we don't get much.
How much momentum was there after that little powwow that President Trump put together, from momentum-wise?
You talk about with Coach Saban, and then we're up there?
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. How much momentum came from that meeting, Coach?
Well, not a whole lot. That was more photo op and getting people around. There were more foxes in the hen house there than it was people trying to get things done. When you got commissioners there and you got athletic directors, all they're doing is looking at the money side of it. And, sooner or later, we got to get people that really understand, hey, college sports are what we have to save. And if y'all have less money and you cut people in your athletic department and all those things, so be it. But we have got to make sure that, number one, it's about getting education. Number two, it is about the fans in college sports, because they're the ones that pay the bills. They're the ones that buy these ridiculous high tickets and these pay-for-play contracts now. And if you run them out of the business and you, at the end of the day, tee these people off, we're all going to suffer the consequences. We're not going to have college sports as we all know it.
I feel like we've been talking about this with you a while, Coach, and I know this has been a long time coming, but from that first bill that you introduced with Senator Manchin, how different is that compared to the one last week that you introduced, Coach?
Well, we tried to address a lot of the different problems at the end of the day with the bill with Joe Manchin and myself. And again, it was a bill that was put together mainly by coaches and players and families. And we tried to put everybody involved in it and give them an opportunity to have a say and do the right thing. But, Chuck Schumer wasn't going to put it on the floor because it didn't have unionization of athletes. And at the end of the day, that ain't going to happen. We're not going to make them full-time employees. We're not going to unionize. I mean, that's ridiculous. But that's what we deal with every day up there when you're dealing with the Democrats, because they want voters, and union people used to be their voters. Now Trump got a lot of them, and those things are changing. But This one is blocking and tackling here. This is the basics of getting an education, being at the school more than 1 year. It's not limited to any money. It's not antitrust. It doesn't get in the weeds with with the contracts, with all the conferences. It just basically says, by golly, you're going to be a college athlete. You're going to come. You can get all the money you can scrape up and con people out of. But at the end of the day, you're going to go to class. You're going to get a degree, but you got one transfer. That's it. After that, you transfer, you got to sit out. And if that happens, people aren't going to pay people to play to sit on the bench, for a year and not be able to participate. So if you fix the transfer portal, you fix 80% of the problem. And we got to start there. And that's the reason I said, hey, enough's enough. Let's go fix the biggest problem, which is transfer portal. And if we do that, 10,000 players, guys, this year, 10,000 college athletes in football entered the transfer portal. 10,000.
And like 6,000 are still in there, right? There's like 60% don't end up playing again. Yeah, exactly right. And then you've got almost 5,000 men and women basketball players in the transfer portal. Auburn this year had 60 players transferred to other schools. So they brought in 60. They got a new team.
Yeah.
And if that's the way people want it, fine. But that's not the way a majority of people want this. And it's also not a way to get a degree or an education in this country. You go to get a degree. If we want to play minor league sports, let's just do away with, going to college and have people, buy teams like they do in NFL, have owners and general managers and all that nonsense, and just have it out. And we're headed that direction if we don't watch it.
Coach, I'm hearing more and more of, I heard Tom Izzo this morning say in particular that if there was transparency in terms of what money is being offered to these players, that would fix a lot of these problems.
Yeah, I don't know enough about that. These coaches nowadays, they deal with it. I never had to deal with this nonsense. But again, you talk to the top 10 basketball schools in the country, and now I'll tell you, every one of them, we got problems. And if we don't fix them and address them in the next few years, it's not going to last. I mean, it's going to be a disaster. And then, of course, you're going to lose women's sports. You're going to lose Olympic sports because they don't bring in any revenue. And it's a shame. And the president, brought them all together. And you heard, I thought Nick gave the best talk of all of them because Ellie understands it. But when you look at it from a different set of glasses, like the athletic directors do, they don't look at anything first other than profits. And my God, the people in these athletic departments now, they have hundreds of people. I don't know what they all do. They're running over each other. But it's a shame we got to this point. Got to get back to basics, and we got to get back to education. And if we'll do that, then we got a chance. But the way we're going now, I mean, it's like a lot of things we're doing in this country. We're not going to have a chance to survive.
What kind of feedback have you gotten really just since last Tuesday, I believe it was, for you, Coach? Any? Good.
Yeah, good. People are, I'm getting texts and everybody's basically saying, from the coaching standpoint, even some players saying it's the only sensible thing to do right now because the money is out there. Okay, I don't care if they make money. If they make $20 million, that's fine. If people are crazy enough to give an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old $20 million, they need to do it. But you're going to go to class, you're going to get a degree, and you're not going to play till you're 30 years old. That ain't going to happen. You start your clock, you got 5 years. There's no red shirt year anymore. You can play 5 straight years. You get one transfer. It makes it pretty dang simple.
Coach, it really does. And one of the things that's very disappointing, since 2020, I remember being at the national championship game, seeing Ohio State had some players graduate, and then seeing Alabama having it took 3 screens to show all the people graduate.
Yeah.
And to me, it was the pinnacle right then of college football and actually these kids getting an education. And that's gone away.
Oh, yeah.
And that was supposed to be the most important thing, and that was what we were going to change. And how did we end up here?
We ended up here because of people are hypocrites. And you hear people saying all the time, "Oh, they wasn't going to class and they weren't getting the degrees." BS, they weren't. I mean, by golly, they had to get a certain amount of hours every year towards a degree, or you weren't eligible. I mean, you had all kind of academic, rules that you had to go by. And by golly, we had study halls and we kept our fingers crossed and guys would pass a class. It was nip and tuck, but it was something that we pushed them for. Now, some of these kids, I haven't been to class in 3 or 4 years. I take online classes. We are losing it. We're losing our country. First of all, our country's going to hell in a handbasket because, number one, illegal immigration and the nonsense that we have from the far left. I mean, they've just taken over this country, and don't get me started on that. But this is just a smaller part, which is a big part to all of us because we love sports. But in the scheme of things, it's a small part of what's really going on in this country. And there's a lot of things we got to fix. But and I want to do it simply for the fact that I know people in the South, especially, and the people in the Northeast, I mean, they've gone cuckoo anyway, and out west. But the people in the South that really understand, education and family and all those things, and dedication, work ethic, being disciplined, all those things, we still want it. And there's not many states left like that, but it's a thing that we have got to make change of course in this country on things, and this is one of them, just to get back to reality.
What is the next step what is the next step now that you've introduced this, Coach?
Well, I've got some. I'm working on some Democrats on the other side. I think we have some movement here, but again, you got to remember. I've got 3 or 4 on the Republican side. They say they're Republicans. Hell, they're not. They're Democrats. And it blows us all up. A lot of them have Trump derangement syndrome, and anything that the president's for, they're totally against. But we just got to put facts to facts and put our nose to the grindstone and keep pushing. And that's what we'll do, is try to get more and more people up on the point of, hey, we got to save this. It's got to go through the Commerce Committee. Ted Cruz likes the bill. Cantwell, the ranking member, who I think she's from out west somewhere in one of those western states. But I think she likes it, and they want to get something done. This is very simple. We could do it. It would start it in a heartbeat next year. It would start out after, we've already finished this year. Next year, you got one transfer. That's it. And you got, whenever you started your clock, you're going to be done. You're not going to play you're 30 years old, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I really was surprised that the NCAA tabled that 5-for-5 at least experiment on the Division II level, Coach. I was really surprised that happened this go around.
Yeah, well, don't get me talking about the NCAA. I mean, that's don't make me sick in my stomach. I'm getting ready to have dinner, and I mean the next time they do something smart, it'd be the first time. And any coach would tell you, we tried to get things done over the years, and it just hadn't worked because they were scared of the shadow because of lawsuits. And you can't blame them. They're in more lawsuits than they can shake a hand, shake a stick at. But we can't stop. We just got to keep working at it. And that's what we're going to do. And if this one doesn't get by, we'll pick something else out and go at it again, because we have too many people that really love college sports, and there's too many young people that have made better lives for themselves because it was the only opportunity they had. Hell, you never hear anything about a scholarship anymore.
Yeah.
It's just it's a free for all. But let's start here on the blocking and tackling, which you got to do. Stop this transfer nonsense, and maybe we can get some few other things done in the future.
Can you strip down this any more bare bones than you did this go around, Coach?
No, you got to stop.
Yeah,
stop this. You got to stop the transfer portal.
The transfer portal, a combination with the money, is what's caused all this. If you do away with the transfer portal and they can just leave once, that takes all the 90% of the issues away.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get a degree. Now, they can make money, but you better get it early, you know. And if you transfer, you better do it for the right reasons, because the next time you transfer, you go back to the old rule, which you got to sit out. So.
Forgive me for being politically ignorant here, Coach, but I'm just more in the sports world. Is it as simple as just because Trump's name is attached with this and your name, that there is some animosity that it's not going to go through, even though it makes the most common sense?
Well, there is Trump derangement syndrome, whatever they call it. You know, it's just, but sooner or later, people are going to have to wake up and start doing what's best for the country and best for the citizens of this country. Unfortunately, we got way too many lawyers and up there, and way too many people that overthink things. And, you know, it's sad, but we're going to keep hammering every day. We'll keep hammering and see how far we can get.
Coach, I can't thank you enough for the time, and we'll be there rooting for you in the corner here. Anything we can do to help, Coach.
Yeah. All right. Keep your fingers crossed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
That is the senator. Well, excuse me, Coach. Yeah. He always hates it when I call him Senator. Coach Tommy Tuberville joining us here right out of the gate about that bill that he just introduced last week to a more or less one-time deal, just a one-time deal.
Well, what he's doing is it's simple. We've been talking about it for 3 years now. I mean, it's really easy. It's the combination of the transfer portal. Now they're gone to one, and I think it's going to help some. You know, you won't have people that go for 6 months to a school. At least they'll have to stay a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has to end. I mean, it's ludicrous. I mean, I didn't know Auburn has 60 new players.
That's right. Yeah, quite a few of them have Bulls gear, I would imagine, from South Florida. Well, but we'll talk more about that with Jake Crane coming up at the top of the hour. We do have Big C, who's been holding patiently. Who else can follow the senator from Alabama other than Big C? How are you there, Big C?
Steve, hey, Wes. That was a good. I'm glad y'all had me on hold.
I
agree with that. They need to just do that, make it simple like that, and go from there. But there's one of the problems I got in D.C. Most of the representatives are there, and he mentioned this in the conversation. They got too many lawyers that are senators and state and or congressmen up there. They need what the United States needs to do is vote them out and bring in just regular business people in there, because I think if you got them in there, things would get accomplished a lot better and sooner.
Well said. I did not get a whole lot of hope. It was the first, I think, Monday in December of 25 when they had that little powwow, and I was hearing from both Republicans and Democrats. And at one point, they were talking about blowing up the whole system and creating a whole new system. And that's what I just said, great. This is not going to go, this is not going to do anything other than frustrate me, even though I sat through the full 2 hours. It was frustrating to watch as a college football fan, as a college sports fan, period.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, the biggest problem up there, and he said it, was that you got too many lawyers up there, and just go in there and look at everybody that's a senator or a congressman from each state in the country, and most of them got a JD law degree from somewhere. Well, and I got some friends that are lawyers, but your buddies that are and a lot of them is now parked up there. You know, like you said, the transfer rule. You know, that's another thing. They need to have term limits on that too.
Well,
but I didn't mean to make this political.
Well, I mean, talking about term limits, I think is not really political. It's more of it's on both sides, right? I mean, no matter if you, what party you're on, you have to agree that there's been some people that stay way too long up there, and to me, the whole thing is really simple. It can't be that they try to get this passed and it becomes about something else.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be. It's
let me throw in this pork and
and it's just, this is a simple thing. Just do it. I mean, just do it. This is not hard. I mean,
I like that. Just do it.
Just do
You're right.
it. It's just it's
they make it complicated.
Yeah, I mean, this is you can't get 60 people or whatever it takes.
60 is what he said.
Yeah, if it can't, you can't get 60 votes.
Yeah.
From the Senate. I mean, you can't get that many people to agree that college football's broken, and that they're heading down a road. Which I think, the NCAA, these people can't print money like the government's doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just and I say government because it's just not one side. They need to get their stuff together up there, or we need to get rid of them. I mean, I'm serious. So you got to be able to agree on something.
Oh yeah, but no, that was very interesting. Y'all were able to get him on there. But yeah, he's right about the one transfer rule. I mean, just insane. You have the guy that played at Auburn, that played at LSU, is now in his 7th college, and he's probably right around 30, like you were saying.
Yeah, TJ Finley.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, when I first reported that story last week, it was that he was moving to the NFL draft. Well, that's no longer the case. It's his 8th school, and he's going to Kennesaw State. He's going to be an Owl. Let's go Owls. So he is just north of Atlanta going to play in the Conference USA. It's his 8th different school for TJ Finley.
No, he needs to move on.
I just don't.
He needs to get him a job or go play football or coach football or something. But he needs to get out of college. He don't need to be a Sonny Drysdale.
I think he's
a good reference, right?
Yeah, he's played against Alabama at
Is Kennesaw State on Alabama's schedule this year? I'm going to have to look that up.
I think he's trying to set a record there.
How many times
he played against Alabama with?
LSU,
Auburn twice.
Georgia State?
Yeah, Georgia State and then Western Kentucky.
Yeah, that's right. Western Kentucky. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was like, they now started quarterback. I was like,
Who?
I've heard that name. I looked it up. I couldn't put 2 to 2 together. I had to look it up. I said, he's
getting close to 30 or getting close.
Well, now he went to Tulane too, but he borrowed somebody's car and they turned it into stolen. I'm not saying anything, but
Oh gosh, he went to LSU and then Tulane. That's
he's been everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he did anything wrong.
Let me ask y'all real quick. Who do y'all like Saturday and Monday?
I picked Michigan out of the gate, so I'm going to stick with Michigan. Although after listening to Sports Talk Radio in the Columbus area, I would love a non-Big Ten national championship. Yeah. But to me, Michigan just looks different.
I heard that the little guard's sick, and did you see that?
I did not. Yeah. I did not.
The little guard for Charble, what is his name?
Does he play for Michigan? Or
he plays for Michigan.
Yeah. Yes, Brody.
He had an allergic reaction to something. They said.
Yeah.
Maybe listening to Columbus Sports Talk Radio.
Yeah. You think he had the same reaction that
Drew?
That one of the guards had at Alabama?
Ooh. I thought you were talking about Drew's reaction there on Monday.
Can you have that? You have that tape? I want to hear it. I have not heard.
Oh, you have not heard?
No,
you did not. I'll bring it up. Yeah, I've got it. The Northern Drew.
My brother came in there. Yeah, came in and was talking about it. My brother.
Yeah, that is.
What exactly happened there? Y'all talking about it? Can you say?
Well, so Scott and I drove to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It was last Sunday, and the UAH women made a Final Four run, but were ousted Thursday night. So we drove back on Friday, and I said, "Hey, let's listen to some Sports Talk Radio." So the Pittsburgh folks wanted to get rid of their center fielder. This was the day after opening day because the center fielder dropped 2 balls out in center field. I get it. I understand it. Then I get to Columbus, and there's this show called Bishop and Friends. And they are not a fan of the good old Southeastern Conference down here. And I halfway through the interview, I looked at Scott and said, I would love to hear Drudy Arman's reaction on this. And sure enough, Sunday night, I carved it up and sent him a couple of the clips. Well, you know what? Let me play you a clip from Bishop and Friends and just get your thoughts on this. Is the very first question right out of the gate.
In the last segment, we were talking about the news of Aiden Holloway, Alabama's guard, being allowed to leave the state, wondering why would they do that, thinking Nate Oates would absolutely put him on the court if he was able to. Trying to make meaningful change in college football feels extra impossible when dealing with a conference and a school like Alabama and a school like LSU that employs Will Wade, Lane Kiffin, and Kim Mulkey. Can anything really be done when you're dealing with those kind of characters?
Man, are you asking me to rip the SEC right off the jump?
Teeing it up for you, brother.
I love this show. It is, everybody's out for their own interest, and there's always been this thing that it feels like the Big Ten and the SEC like to do business in a different way. And it's still, I think, a root cause of a lot of the consternation and instability in college sports, right? Is that there is, I still think, the Big Ten's not perfect. The Big Ten has plenty of problems too. But the SEC has more. And I don't know how you ever fix that, because you're never really going to have a national body. We never have setting, rules that everybody follows. So, I don't know, like more of the same old, right? Yeah. I mean, this is
who was that coach
how they
that
do
they had?
business. So I'm glad I'm in Big Ten country.
Jim Tressel or Urban Meyer?
Which one?
You pick one.
Yeah,
pick one.
Big Ten, they're overrated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got the coaches punch people too up there in the face. Opposing players. I mean,
they got the best football in the country. Did you know this guy that he ran a 40 over there at the combine, and boy, it was great. that disproved that myth. Even though we didn't win the national championship this year, we were called the greatest team in America, maybe in history. And then we choked in the Big Ten championship game, and then we choked in the playoff. And we do that a lot, because if we really had as many national championships as we thought we deserved, we'd have 25. But we really don't. We had to get bailed out against Miami with some BS call in the end zone to save us in that one. And Willis McGahee had to tear his ACL. And then Alabama had to go to sleep in that Sugar Bowl, and we finally beat those guys one time. And then last year we got hot, and then we were gonna fire Ryan Day, but then we finally put it all together, even though we lost 2 games. And with all the talent and speed we had, we should have been 15 or 16-0, but we nearly choked it away because we do that a lot in Ohio State.
That might be the best thing I've ever heard.
I'm telling you. Northern Drew was
Northern Drew.
Yeah, it's Northern Drew right there on Monday.
How did Drew like that?
Well, no, that was Drew. Yeah, that was Drew.
Oh, that was
him.
Oh my God, I like that. He did great.
He did do good.
Yes, he did.
He did great. I didn't know that was him, but that was good. Next time he's on the air, I'm going to congratulate him on that thing.
So,
he'll be on with us tomorrow. As we'll be live from Full Moon Barbecue.
Oh, that's a good place to go to.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I guess I better go, but hey, it's been fun as always.
Who you got on this week, see?
Well, right now we're sort of in limbo. I got somebody I hope we can get on Friday. I don't know yet or not. So we're gonna do a better job. There's some people that's got birthdays and stuff have and all that, and I just need to get off my and do something. So tomorrow I'll get working around on that for next week.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
tell folks how they can tune into you.
Oh, go to Talk on Facebook talking, and I'm going to spell it out to you because if you don't spell it right, you're not going to see it.
That's right.
EALKIN
apostrophe
sports with big C. And we come on at 8 Central Time, but if you miss us, we archive the show so you can see it later in the day at your convenience. So thank y'all, and always been fun. It's always fun talking to y'all.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Big C.
Absolutely.
Great job on that there.
Thank you, Big C. Let's take our first time out. Phone lines are open to you. Right on the other side of this break.
Yeah, that was awesome.
256-576-4977. We'll be right back.